What's going on, new Hot Shot Sports coaches? My name is Coach Matt. I'm going to be doing a little demo for you guys on how to run a baseball class with our company here. We do a variety of baseball classes with some older kids and some younger kids, but today is just going to be a basic outline on how to run a class. So the first thing we're going to start off as you guys can see my cones behind me. I have a red, a yellow, a blue, and a red, yellow, and blue on each side. Now it looks like it's very short and small together. That's just for me, so you guys can see in the camera at home. If you're running a real class outside or in a gym, you want to make sure they're farther apart because we use these as our pods for warm-ups and if we're explaining something, so all the kids aren't huddled together so we can keep our distance. So if you had a group of about 8 kids, you'll have a red, a yellow, a blue. You're going to have your own set of cones as well. They have an orange in there. There's green in there as well. So there's other colors so you guys can color coordinate so the kids can find their color. But if you guys have a group of 8 in your class, you guys see I have 3 cones here. If you had 8, you're just going to keep going further and further down the field. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, spreading all the way down. That's going to be where they're going to start for our warm-up. And the instructor, which will be you guys, are going to be in the middle of them explaining to do their warm-ups. We'll do some jogs, which I'll get to in a second. Now regarding your mask, if you're going to be instructing kids, especially how to hit or throw, teaching them the right motion, that's where you guys will want to pull your mask up. But if we're outside and I'm explaining a game or something and they're at their pods, and I'm here, I can keep my mask down below my chin. If I'm going to get close to a kid in contact with them, that's when I will pull it up and we'll do our hitting and our throwing. But for this, I want to make sure it's down so you guys can hear me clearly. So you're the first thing for class, you're start your kids at their pods. The first day you'll take attendance, you'll check off who's in class, who's not in class, and then we'll get into our warm-ups. So for warm-ups, if you have one of the younger kids, I'm going to explain this for some of the younger kids, because the older kids is a little bit easier as a baseball class, a little bit more mature, can listen better. So I'm going to instruct you guys on how to do a younger kid class. So the first thing, each kid's going to be at their cone, and then we're going to start with a basic warm-up. Some of the things I like to do in my warm-ups is bunny hops, so they're going to hop from their color to color, just doing little hops, little jumps. If you want to transition into big jumps, you could do that as well. One of the other warm-ups I like to do is our shuffles. So their arm's going to be out, they're going to be facing you, and they're just going to shuffle to their cone and shuffle back. That's another really good one. Then you can switch sides. You can go this way and shuffle this way. Because as you guys know in baseball, shuffling is super important, especially at a young age, to fielding ground balls. If the ball's hit left or right of you, we're going to work on our shuffles and get in front of it. Another good one to warm up is just arm circles. Just get the kids' arms warmed up. Big circles. You can do little circles. You can jog in place at their pods. A lot of different activities and warm-ups that obviously you guys would know. Just basic stuff to get their heart rate going and get them stretched out for baseball. After they warm up, depending on how many kids are in the class, let's say we'll do a small class for sure. I'm going to say we have 4 kids in one of our baseball classes. So you're going to hand them each a ball and they'll still be at their pods holding their ball with their glove on. You as the coach will also have your glove. Each kid will have their ball. You're going to be standing in front of the kids, probably about right here, and we're going to work on our point step throw, and that's going to be our letter T. So you're going to say, hey guys, let's create our T. So our T is going to be here. You guys see this? Just like this. You're going to have them getting their T's in our proper throwing motion and teach them the 3 steps of throwing. So if we're here, we're point, we're step, and we're throw. That's one thing the kids should definitely learn the first week, because you can incorporate that with a lot of games and the proper throwing motion for these kids learning baseball. So they're getting our T's. We're here, point, step, and throw. We're going to work on that. So you're going to go to each kid's pod, get in their T's, point, step, throw. Awesome. Throw it back to, let's say, Jimmy. Jimmy, you get the ball back. All right, here's Claire. Claire, let's give your throw. Point, step, throw. Awesome. You catch it, throw it back to them. Just getting their throwing motions down the first day and doing that with them will be awesome. I say with a 45-minute class, you guys should probably give them at least 2 water breaks. If it's outside, you're doing this when it's super hot. Sometimes you need more, Sometimes the little ones need a lot of shade breaks, so you can kind of feel them out if they're tired, if they need water, if they need shade. That's going to be your own judgment as well. During the water breaks, once they're done getting their waters, you'll be having a set of sanitizer. So I would suggest, going over the kids and say, hey guys, when you're done with your water, come see me. You'll pull your mask up and you'll have your sanitizer. You'll spray and you'll get that all sanitized up during each water break. So after you get your throwing done, you can keep them at their pods for the first day, and we'll work on some ground balls. So we did our shuffling for warm-ups. So we'll keep them at their pods. You'll have your ball, and you're just gonna work on that alligator, right? The kids will be in ready position. That top hand's gonna work on getting that ball in there, and then our point step throw in our tees. You can incorporate a game. This is one of my favorite games called the ground ball game. Each kid's at their pods. If they make a bad throw to you, or the ball goes under their legs, they have to sit at their pod, and the last person standing is actually going to be the winner of the day. You could play that 1 to 2 times with them. I know kids and the parents like to see them hit, but for the first day we want to incorporate our throwing and our fielding. So you can do that ground ball game and really work on instructional stuff the first week and see what the skill level is, and then work your class up from there based on their skill. After we do our ground balls and our throwing, depending how much time you guys have left in your class, you could take out the tee and do a little bit of hitting. If you have a bigger group, like I've had a group of about 12, so if you have 2 coaches, I would suggest splitting them up into 2 groups of 6 based on their age, their height, their size, so nobody feels bad. So if there's a little bit bigger kids, put the bigger kids in a spot, put the younger ones with another coach, and split them up from there. So I'll do a little bit of a hitting instruction for you guys, and that's kind of basically how a 45-minute Hot Shot Sports baseball class would look like. So when we do our hitting, you guys don't want to have the kids sitting down at their pods, waiting their turn to hit, right? We want to be active. So while you're instructing the kids how to hit, that's when you'll pull your mask up. You'll get them in the right stance. We'll get them in our right hitting stance. So after you do that, you can back up and watch them hit. Usually, it depends how much time. 2 to 3 hits per kid would be awesome. Actually really good hits, not hitting the tee or not little dribblers would be great. And then you could rotate depending on how many kids you have in your class. While the kids are waiting their turn, I'll grab some cones here. While the kids are waiting their turn to bat, I would actually have a set of bases, and you guys would too, kind of set up like a mini field, and I would place the kids at a cone. So if, let's say, the cone would be like a third base there. Sorry, you guys can't see that shot. Let me back up. Let's say you had like a cone here. So like, let's say third base, shortstop. Set up cones for them to stand at, and then teach them discipline on where, if the ball comes to them, who should get it, so all the kids don't run together, pile on each other, and get the ball and give it back to you. So if there's a cone here, you roll the ball to them. If it's in their area, that's who you'll get it. And if you learn the kids' names, you could say, as soon as they hit it, hey Jimmy, that's your ball. Call out the kids by name. So when they hear that, that's the only kid who'll get that ball, and keep them engaged. While you're working with the kid hitting, let's say he hits the ball to Claire over there, she fields it, but poor little Mike over here doesn't have a ball for a while. You get, hey Mike, here you go, roll ground ball to him. Just keep them engaged while each kid hits, and then rotate them so everybody has a chance to hit. With the hitting, we have a spray sanitizer bottle that you guys will also be provided with. So each kid is touching the bat, right? So we want to just show, we want to spray the bat down after every kid touches it. If a kid brings their own bat, that's totally fine. Let's let them use their own bat. But if they need one from Hot Shot Sports, we have bats available for them. So we'll spray the bat down after each kid. So Mike goes, he'll take 3 swings, he drops the bat, and we'll have our sanitizer stuff here. A quick spray on the handle where he touched it, and then the next kid will come on, etc., etc. So that's basically a run through on how class would work. At the end of class, once again, you'll pull up your mask, and you'll pull up your mask, give them sanitizer on the way out. So that is just basically a run through of a quick demo for a baseball class with Hot Shot Sports. I hope this helped, and welcome aboard.